Welcome to Senior Strategies, Tools for the Caregiver with Amy Decker and Shane Silver. Join us on each show where you're going to enjoy a lively conversation that's going to connect you to the tools and resources that you'll need to coordinate care for the seniors in your life. We are so happy that you joined us. Hi, welcome back to Senior Strategies. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you for joining us again tonight.
My name is Amy Decker, and I am the Director of Client Services for Senior Helpers in South Palm Beach County.
And I am Shane Silver. I am a seniors real estate specialist, and I am a caregiver.
I think the biggest topic on everybody's mind right now is the temperature. It's very hot. It's very hot.
Especially those of us down here in South Florida.
Yes. And in fact, when I looked at the temperature on my phone, it said that we are in an extreme excessive heat warning until 7 o'clock tonight.
Yes.
So if we know it's difficult on us, it's got to be really hard on our poor seniors that are trying to deal with, maybe memory impairment and being hot on top of it.
And hydration is a really big problem for seniors, and dehydration is a really big problem for seniors.
It is. And we know if we're getting overheated, we know it's time to get a drink of water. We know when it's time to go in the house and go into air conditioning. But if you're dealing with seniors that maybe have memory impairment, they're not going to get those signals the same way that we do.
Correct.
So it's extra care now that we have to make sure that we're watching. Often when they're in the house in air conditioning, they're cold. So they're going to put on 3 layers of clothes and then decide to go sit outside and get some fresh air.
That's my mom to a T. She always dresses like it's winter. And when I went to pick up my dad yesterday to take him to a doctor's appointment, she was literally wearing a turtleneck, and a vest over it.
And she was outside.
She was in her apartment, but she was leaving to go to dinner.
Outside.
And she was going to walk over to their little restaurant, and I made her change. I said, Mom, we're in the middle of August. It's summer.
Right.
And she's dressed for winter.
Yeah. So that's one of the biggest challenges is very quickly they can get sick and have issues. So whether it's dehydration or even heat exhaustion. So I was even looking at, so all the different signs of heat exhaustion, which are things that would be obvious.
Easy for us to know, but not so easy for them.
So it's high body temperature, red skin, a swollen tongue. I didn't know that one. Rapid pulse, dizzy, headache, nausea, vomiting, confusion, and some even a loss of consciousness. And
a lot of times once you see these symptoms, it's too late. They're already dehydrated or in heat stroke.
Right. So now they have to go to the hospital. So I did a little bit of homework and I thought I got on good old fashioned Google to see of creative ways of keeping our seniors hydrated because often they don't, here's some water. I don't want to drink. I don't need any water. They don't want to drink. So I found this wonderful product. Lewis Hornby from the UK founded a product that's called Jelly Drops. And they look like little gumballs. They come in a little platter. They're all different colors. The Alzheimer's Society and the National Dementia Care promote this product. And only because seniors, it can be from the inability to hold a cup, to be able to drink it, to not even really equating thirst to heat exhaustion or dehydration. So he's created, they're sugar-free, they're 95% water, they're designed to increase fluid intake, and it's more of a texture, almost like a Jell-O. But they come on this pretty little platter. They look like all different color gumballs, and just eating one of them is enough for them to have several glasses of water. So it's really helped a lot of people that even with dementia, they don't want to eat, they don't want to drink, but these are fun to look at.
And a lot of times, once they've gotten past a certain point in dementia, they don't even, sometimes they don't know how to initiate drinking.
Right.
They don't know how to initiate picking up the glass or picking up the cup, or they don't, like you said, associate a dry mouth with needing water.
Right, and another thing that happens too if they're going to go into dehydration is they're going to get very, very hot and then they stop sweating. See, when we're sweating, we know our body is working right because it's trying to cool us down. But when you're in the heat stroke sense of it, you don't sweat anymore. And so those are things that we really could keep an eye on. But Jelly Drops looked very interesting. You can only get those online. You can't buy them in the store.
We
they
will
come in
post a
different
link
packs
on our Facebook page.
For Jelly Drops. So it's definitely worth looking at because this is right now, I don't remember this summer ever being this hot. And so I think that would be an asset to anybody that wants to keep their loved ones rehydrated.
It's a good thing to have in the house.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And Shane had an interesting week.
Yes, it was a very interesting week. So as we've discussed before, A few months ago, probably about 4 months ago, right when we started the show,
Yep.
I went and got evaluated at the Alzheimer's Research Center in Wellington, Florida, to be a part of a research study regarding delaying the onset of Alzheimer's. And I went through a very basic evaluation, and they said, we'll call you when you qualify for a study that we have available. And I got a call on Monday that said, we have a study, we think you might qualify, but can you come in tomorrow? So actually that was Friday. So I went in on Friday, and I was at the research center for about almost 4 hours.
Oh, wow.
It was a 4-hour evaluation to see if I would qualify for the study. And there was multiple parts to the evaluation. So first, it was a regular physical just to make sure I was healthy. Second, they did some brain and memory tests, which were very, very interesting. The study is actually for a drug that is very similar to the one that was just approved. It is and I have to write it down because I always get this wrong, a monoclonal antibody. This particular one is given intravenously, so I would have to get an IV infusion once a month. But this first part of the evaluation was a bunch of memory games. And just like anyone knows, when they go to the doctor, we have this white coat syndrome, right? You go in to have your blood pressure tested.
And you panic.
And you're panicked and it goes high. So of course, I know I'm having my memory tested, so it was really nerve-wracking, but there was the most amazing, sweetest girl, Anna, who helped me through those tests. And it was really interesting. We did about 5 memory tests. Then I went and waited in the waiting room for a little while.
Now, did people look
then-
on, or did you do it by yourself?
It was just her and I, the
Oh,
person
good.
administering
Oh, that's good.
the test.
That's better.
And this one, ironically, was very technology-based, which she said is actually rare for Alzheimer's study because most of the people in the study are older and don't do well with technology. And there are very few studies that I would actually qualify for because I'm 50. And for most studies with Alzheimer's, you have to be 60. So
Yeah,
I was
you're
really
right.
happy to get the call.
You're right.
So we did the physical, we did the memory tests, we did blood tests. So they do blood work. So in order to be in this study, your blood has to show that you have plaque in your blood. And it's those plaque in your blood that makes its way to its brain that causes the Alzheimer's, right? It's the plaque buildup. So part of me is hoping I don't have the plaque in my blood
then
because
you don't
that's a really
qualify.
good sign.
Yeah.
But then I don't qualify for the study.
Right,
If
right.
I have the plaque in my blood, I qualify for the study, but that's not a great sign.
Right.
So it's a little
And it's scary. With knowledge comes responsibility. So
Correct.
once you find out that that's something, and again, we had Dr. Galvin, which was great, and he spoke today at our senior healthcare coordinators group, and he was talking about that. You know, people are concerned if their mother and grandmother and father had
Yeah.
dementia or, so many people were so concerned, like, well, how do I know if I have it then? What should
And
I?
that is one amazing thing that he said. He said only 2% of people who have Alzheimer's
Is
or some form
genetic.
of dementia, is it genetic? Only 2%
Right.
of dementia is genetic. The rest of it is environmental. It has to do with diet and exercise
Where
and the
you
way
live
we
in
live.
the country, certain countries drink more white wine. Other countries drink
More
red
fat-
wine.
or eat more
Some
fats.
Eat more fats. Some are vegan and eat no fats. So the environment, what you eat, what you drink, a lot of that goes hand in hand.
Correct. But it was amazing to hear that because one of the reasons that I went to see if I could be evaluated is because my mother has Alzheimer's, my grandmother had dementia, and I thought for sure it was going to be genetic and I was going to have it. So I'm waiting to hear back.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything yet. I don't know if I have plaque in my blood. I don't know if I will qualify for the study. It is a 3-year study. Part of me hopes I qualify because I'd love to help. And part of me hopes I can't qualify
Right,
because that
right.
would be great news too. So I
But
will
either way,
definitely keep
you're
you
going to have
posted.
so much to teach us. And even like with Dr. Galvin again today, he said it's not really a genetic thing. It's more your environment. And you can even inherit things from your parents. So if they ate a certain way,
Right.
if they worried more about things, were more stressed out
Oh, yeah.
over certain things, you're going to inherit that lifestyle, the way you handle stress.
A lot of it, and not just Alzheimer's and dementia, but almost every disease that we see in the world today has some kind of link to our environment, to our food, to our exercise, to the way we live, to our lifestyle.
Yep.
You know, us here in Florida live a different lifestyle than someone that might live in Missouri. We might
Right.
eat different things. We might, our activity levels might be different. And that people always compare our diet to what people eat in France or what
Right.
people eat in Greece. It all comes down to, and if you look at all of those different areas, there are different diseases that they have and some that they don't.
But I think people are getting so panicked because everything's about Alzheimer's and dementia and Parkinson's, and so they're going out and they're buying these 50 billion whatever of CoQ10, and I'm going to get
All these different
all these different
supplements.
things. And you know what Dr. Galvin said today? Because everybody raised their hand and said, "But I take vitamin B, and I take," he said, "You know what you're doing? You've got very expensive urine."
Yep.
Because the brunt of that is going to go out of your body, and you're paying all that money. He said, if you eat right and you exercise and you have a balanced life, you're
And
going
a
to have
lot
a better
of it's
chance.
your diet. So
Yep.
before going into real estate, I worked in health and wellness for 25 years. And they always tell you to eat the rainbow. Every food you eat has different vitamins and minerals and stuff in it that our body needs. So if you eat a well-balanced diet, you're going to get everything you need. Even this weekend, I was talking to my niece Brianna, who's in nursing school, and we were talking about iron. And if you take an iron supplement, that can hinder the body's absorption of other supplements
Yeah.
you might take.
Right.
So people are going out and buying all these supplements, and sometimes they don't work well together.
Right. And he said, be very, very cautious on what you're taking with that. Another thing he talked about, too, is that they're finding that Parkinson's is a gut thing, that there's something that goes on with your gut. And so people are taking a probiotic and a
Right.
prebiotic, hoping to get the gut all healthy
Yeah.
again. But what goes on in our gut, what goes on in our body,
Affects
really,
so much.
your brain,
Everything.
it
Yep.
affects your brain.
It
And he
does.
said, if you're only doing cardio, like runners or people that are on bikes, you notice they're very, very thin, but they don't have muscle mass.
Yep.
So do cardio with a little bit of weightlifting.
You have to do both.
Eat right. Don't spend hundreds of dollars on supplements, because he said multiple times, everyone asks so many times.
You're just gonna have expensive urine.
You have expensive urine. That's it. So
And again, it goes to the heat. It's hard, right? We can't be
Oh.
outside exercising all the time, but find something that works for you inside. Find a diet, a way of eating that's comfortable for you, that you can do long term, that is
Yeah.
going to be healthier.
right. And it is. I think the heat has turned a lot of people. Normally they'd be out riding their bikes or walking or whatever, and it's just too hot.
It is.
It's too hot. And so even for our seniors that are in memory care and some of the buildings that we're in, they can't wait to get up in the morning, get outside. They just want fresh air. They want to get out in the yard, but they've got a sweater on and slippers and
Yep.
or
And
they go out there
turtlenecks
and get
in
out.
August.
Yeah, and then it's too hot, and they want to go take a little nap in the sun, and it's
Right.
So yesterday it was 98 degrees, but they said it feels like 105.
Oh, I was walking around downtown Delray today with some clients, and it felt like it was 1,000 degrees.
It's horrible, and so I feel for people. My husband works for a crane company, so he's always
Yep,
up in the
outside.
crane, and he comes home dehydrated. His eyes are like spirals, like he just is goofy from it. But I don't remember it being this hot.
I think this is the hottest, and I feel
In
like
at
I maybe
least
say
3
this every
years?
summer,
4 years?
but the hottest summer we've had in a
Yeah,
really long time.
But I think it's nationwide too.
Yes.
I think everybody's
It
dealing
is.
with the heat, and so
It
the
is.
biggest thing is, again, you can look into these little tabs for for seniors, but even anybody can have those. I've even encouraged them to make Pedialyte popsicles. So you can get Pedialyte at any of the stores. They actually sell Pedialyte
Yep.
popsicles too.
Yep.
And they
Or-
taste good, and it's got the electrolytes in it. These
Yep.
have electrolytes in it too.
Yeah, that's a good option.
Mm-hmm.
I went out and bought one of those huge water bottles that has the times a day on it. So it tells you
Oh.
by 9 a.m. you should drink this much, 10, 11, 12, and it takes you through the whole day. It's a
Oh,
huge
wow.
water jug.
Wow.
And that's helped me because I'm not the biggest water drinker.
Well, we've got some great guests coming up. We've got Tiffany DePani, and she is going to speak about IT and the challenges that seniors have. It can be anywhere from scams to just plugging in or not plugging in the computer the right way or charging it, identity theft. And then we have David Michaels, and he's going to talk about what he does in the home and on the person to keep our seniors safe, keep them from falling, just keep an eye on them so that they can live a long, healthy life. And so they're coming up next. And so be sure to come back.
So please join us after the commercial break as we talk about technology and how it helps our seniors.
In support of all the work that Amy Decker and Shane Silver do for our senior community, Prepare to Care Emergency Companions is honored to sponsor this segment of Senior Strategies Tools for the Caregiver.
This segment of Senior Strategies is brought to you by Sokoloff and Weinstein, PA Attorneys at Law. Injured? Not your fault? Call Sokoloff and Weinstein, PA Attorneys at Law. They have provided personal injury representation and have practiced in Palm Beach County since 1993. They will address your individual needs and help you through whatever concerns you may have. Principal office located in Palm Beach County. Satellite office located in Indian River County. Call today at 561-790-6788. That's 561-790-6788.
NPTU is a mobile pain management provider caring for patients in their homes or skilled and assisted nursing facilities. NPTU can help with prescribing medications, joint and spine injections, under ultrasound guidance, with a specialty in neurostimulators. Neurostimulators can help reduce the need for narcotic pain medication and are covered by Medicare with a secondary insurance at 100%. NPTU and Tracy Leshinsky is the only provider of this device within a 250-mile radius. Services Palm Beach and North Broward counties. Contact NPTU today at 561-901-1182.
Welcome to Allegro Boynton Beach, the epitome of luxury senior living. Discover a lifestyle free from maintenance worries, or experience gentle support tailored to your daily needs. Choose from our exclusive offerings of independent living, assisted living, and memory care, each designed to provide a personalized experience of utmost comfort and care. Indulge in a maintenance-free retirement or embrace the support you deserve. Surrounded by the finest amenities and compassionate staff. At Allegro Boynton Beach, luxury meets a vibrant community where every moment is filled with joy, purpose, and peace of mind. Experience luxury senior living at its finest. Contact us today to schedule your visit and discover the unmatched lifestyle awaiting you at Allegro Boynton Beach.
Welcome back to Senior Strategies with Amy and Shane. Coming up next are more tools and resources you will need to make your journey of caregiving a little easier. For more information or to be a guest on the show, please contact us at 561-800-6654. And now, on with the show.
Hi, welcome back to Senior Strategies. We have some great guests this evening, and so we're super excited to talk with Tiffany DePani. I've met her a couple of years ago, and I was always very impressed with what she does and how she helps seniors with the challenges of IT and everything that goes with that. So, Tiffany, we're excited to have you. We're happy that you came, and we are...
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you, ladies.
So tell us a little bit about who you are and how you got going with what you're doing.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me. And I love what you're doing because it's so needed just to have real conversations about what's going on in the industry. And so, so my name is Tiffany DePani, and I have a marketing company that I started a few years ago. I come from corporate background, corporate America, found out it was not for me, and got out of there real quickly. And when I moved up into the Palm Beach County, I'd always been helping seniors and older, I like to call them seasoned adults. And I lived down in Fort Lauderdale, Miami, came down for college, and always lived in the condos that had older population. And so I would trade technology help for really good homemade meal. And
That is an amazing idea.
the Italian girl in me, you can feed me and we can barter for that.
Nice.
But you know, in the way it became social savvy seniors, because pre-COVID, because you know, that's how we talk about our world now, it really was about social connections. It really was, there was so much isolation that COVID was never brought to the forefront until COVID. Senior isolation was well before we came into that pandemic. So there were so many elderly people that I'd see that just their kids weren't texting them. Their kids, how easy is it for us to communicate in this day and age? And they're not doing it. So it was just getting them online, getting them on social media, giving them a means of entertainment, education, pass the time, but more so like be social.
So like FaceTime, Zoom.
Yeah, like here's how you can go on Instagram and follow your grandkids. Sorry, grandkids. But, you'd go on Instagram and follow them because you're not going to get pictures sent to you by text because they're so busy, but you can go follow them and see all the baby photos and the showers and birthday parties, right? So when I came up to Palm Beach County, it was like, oh my gosh, there's a whole industry for this, and I can really make a difference. So I established Social Savvy Seniors, and it's kind of a 2-3-part, because once the pandemic hit, we were helping seniors. We help our seasoned adults. Really, and technology is intimidating. It's not that the older population can't adapt to it. It's not that they can't do it. It's not that they can't learn it. It's just that it takes a longer time to sometimes learn something new the older you get.
Of course.
So it's not all about you have to know everything. The boomer population is well-rounded. They need to be jack of all trades. But technology changes too fast for you to do that. So you don't have to know everything. You just have to know what you need to know. How to protect yourself, how to stay safe, how to do the FaceTimes, how to do the YouTubes to come on here and learn, how to get a podcast. They don't need to be the master of it, but knowing it and being comfortable with it, how to use a QR code. I was giving a presentation today all about digital payments and QR codes, because guess what? That's our future. And it's not fair. Technology is not fair, because if they don't have, they're going to get charged credit card rates if they can't do a digital payment. If you can't, Southwest Airlines, first thing they say when you call is lower flights available on southwest.com. Because if you try to book your flight on the phone, they charge you service fees.
Right.
Why is that fair? That's not fair to our
It's
older
not.
population, because they
don't have the, like
they
you
don't
say, the
know
savvy
how
to
to
do
do
that.
it.
Not only that, I just have to say we are in hurricane season right now in South Florida. And when hurricane season comes, I remember this last year specifically, on the TV, on the news, they would say for more information about the hurricane or how to protect yourself, go online. Half of our seniors don't know what that means or how to do that.
Right.
So there
Yep.
has to be another way for them to learn how to get that information.
Well, my favorite example of that is if you pay attention to the Medicare commercials. If they started back in fall and they put on this like big QR code on the screen and they're like, scan the QR code for more info. And then like 2 months later, you saw the commercial go, hey, take a picture of this and get more info. That wasn't enough.
Right.
Now you see the lady on the screen that's like, hey, see this big QR code? This is what you need. Because they see an
They
ink
didn't
blot,
know.
right? You see an ink blot, and then it's
Right.
what do I do with this? You go to a restaurant, you can't get a menu, you need this.
You
So
got to scan it on the,
it's not fair. But on the flip side, I'm working with businesses from my marketing background on how to market, how to serve, and how to retain the boomer clientele. Because companies are missing the mark on this. Like, again, the QR codes, they
Right.
don't know what to do. Digital payments, they don't know what to do. I can save Xfinity. I can save $5 to $10 online every month if I sign up for paperless,
Right.
Right.
whatever they call that. So if I make my payments online, or T-Mobile, I just signed up. If I put it on automatic bill payment, I'll save $5, $10 a month.
Right.
They don't know how to do that.
No.
and
they're
it's at
always
no
very
fault
trusting.
but our own.
Exactly. And I think because the era that they grew up in, everybody trusted each other. Everybody was friends. You never second guessed. So if somebody called your house and said,
Oh, yeah.
hey, you know what? Let me in your computer. I'm going to clean it all up for you. And then make it real simple. And then they give them the passwords to get in.
Well,
My mother did that like 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times.
There's 3 things that the senior demographic and the boomers have characteristically wise that no other generation does, and that makes them most susceptible. First of all, they have time. They have the time, they're retired, they have time to be out there searching the web, playing around on it, going down the rabbit hole. They have time. They have money. They have done a great job at saving money. In fact, and this is what I praise is to say, like, I cannot stress this enough. If you are a business that caters to the boomer or senior demographic, by 2030, they're going to control 70% of the United States disposable income. So if you're in leisure, hospitality, travel, any of those industries, you need to prepare for this silver tsunami, and you need to know how to service them, because the other characteristic is time, money, loyalty, and trust.
Silver tsunami.
Yes,
Yep.
the silver
Love that.
tsunami.
I'm making a note.
By 20
like that.
by 2030, every baby boomer will be
Yep.
over the age of 65,
Wow.
and they will control 70% of the
Yeah.
United States disposable income. So if I'm like here in Palm Beach County, if I'm a golf club, right? Yes, it makes business sense to have technologies where they can book a reservation, make a tea time online, do this, but you still need to give them the option of talking to somebody on a
Yes.
phone.
Yes.
You have to transition them slowly. You have to have patience. You have to go at their speed. You can't just throw technology at this generation. They're not digital natives, right? So they're not. It doesn't
didn't grow
come
up with it. They
natural.
didn't
we
grow
didn't
up
grow
with
up.
it.
They didn't grow up with it.
I didn't grow up with it.
Right.
I hate
No.
it. I
So
hate
it's
going
not
to the bank.
innate.
I want my bank teller.
Right.
I don't want to put my money in a machine.
Right.
Or, if you call
take
your
a
bank,
picture
you
of
want
a
to
chat.
talk to the
I
bank
wanna
teller.
talk
I
to
don't
a
want to talk to
person.
somebody from Indonesia.
But
that
some of
says-
the best companies that are thriving right now have real customer service, real time. Look at what
Yes.
Chewy does.
Right.
Right?
Yes.
Right.
You call Chewy, you can get on there in a second. And they know who their demographic is, the boomer population.
Right.
Because over 40% of boomers and seniors have pets. And if there's mobility issues, if there's transportation issues, they can call Chewy, get their delivery in 2 days, no shipping. They send you Christmas cards. They send you thank you cards. And a handwritten note. So we're going back to this
To
to these
personal
personalizations that
That's customer service.
is yes, but
Yep.
we're going back to what we now consider the old-fashioned way. No, it's just the personalized way.
Right.
And if you want to get your seasoned adults and your technology people, but that's where our boomers fall into the scams, because it's not that they're just naive to stuff. So
Right.
it's really about, look, technology. If you're a seasoned adult out there and you're a boomer, don't let technology intimidate you. Let it empower you. Let it
Right.
help you. It can do so many things for you.
But reach out to somebody like you so they can learn how to use
Right.
it and feel empowered. And-
Exactly. So, like for instance, my company, we do tech talks. So we'll come to your community, your club, your organization, and we'll do tech talks to try to do that. But we also give the private lessons because we know that's more important.
Right.
And more importantly, what really struck me after the pandemic was, hey, I can't get to the seniors. I can't get to these people.
Right.
They're shut down.
Right.
But who's with them all the time? The caregivers.
Exactly.
And what is the
train the
main
caregivers.
right? So I'm letting this cat out of the bag a little bit of where we're going in fall and winter, but we're really focusing our programs now on caregivers because wouldn't you rather have your caregiver digitally trained to help mom make those service things, to
Yep.
help mom? They're with
Yep.
them all the time.
Right.
It forms an engagement aspect to now because they can watch YouTube videos together, they
Right.
can shop together, they can take educational courses together. But we're seeing that our caregivers are actually in that boomer demographic.
Yeah.
So
we have to train them
We
too.
have to train
Right.
them too.
Right.
So it's really, I want our seasoned adults to really love technology. I want them to use it. I want them to see how it can empower them. I want businesses to step up to the plate and actually take into consideration the people that have the time, money, and loyalty to spend on their brands.
Right.
And we
Yep.
really need to be talking more to those businesses on
Right.
how to make it more user friendly
Right.
for our boomers.
Right.
So-
You're absolutely
I think
right.
it's
and
awesome.
in fact, our next guest, we're going to be talking about ways that his technology can keep us safer in the home, whether it's something that they wear on their self, whether it's something that's put in the room. But it goes from, seniors being tech savvy now to a company being able to come into the home to make your loved one safer. And there's so many different companies out there right now that offer so many different things that we're happy to have David Michaels to speak about his company and when he started it and what got him to where he is today. So we're excited
And
to have
again,
him.
the benefits of technology for our seniors and how it
Exactly.
can help.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
So welcome, David. Thank you for being here today. with us.
Why, thank you very much. I truly appreciate it.
Tell everyone who you are and a little bit about your company.
Well, my name is David Michaels, and I'm the Vice President of Sales for Personal Living Alert. We do medical alerts. We try to keep our seniors safe in the home as long as they want to be there. We provide easy-to-use products, simple, push a button, save a life. Could be yours, could be a loved one's. I do a lot of speaking engagements. I'm on roundtables, I write articles. I do everything I can to make sure the word is out to get our seniors safe and get medical alerts to the people that need them.
And they've really come a long way in change, haven't they?
They've come
So far.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even say. I mean, they used to be big and clunky. Now they're small and tiny. They're lightweight. They're water resistant. You can take them in the shower. Some are waterproof. You could wear them. You could submerge them. Some work only in the home. Some work anywhere in the United States. Yeah, technology and where they've come from back in 1970 when they started is a long, long way.
And
Tell
so,
us-
go ahead.
A little bit about the products that you offer.
Yeah. Like, where do they wear them? Wrist, neck? They put them in the rooms? Where?
A little bit of everything.
Okay.
We really have, we specialize in two types of products. One that works in the home exclusively. And that's great for single people or people who are homebound. They're waterproof. They have a fall detector button on them. They have 24/7 people to answer the phone. There's always a live person to answer the phone. All of our call centers, our response centers, I should say, are based in the United States. You don't have to worry about any language barriers. They speak over 150 languages. But if you need help, you just push a button. God forbid you fall, it goes off. It
I was going to
works
say,
well.
it detects the person falling.
Yep.
Okay. And then who does it call?
It calls our response center.
Okay.
Because everything's not an emergency. There are a lot of
Oh,
times
true.
they go off by accident, or we ask you to test it, which is totally cool. There are sometimes you just need a friendly helping hand to get, say, off the couch. Everybody's watching Outlander. Everybody gets a little Jamie time. Everybody needs a little help getting off the couch. You know, so we'll call a neighbor. But if you really need help, we'll call EMS, we'll call fire, we'll call the police, we'll call anybody who you need to get help. And we'll also keep your loved ones informed the entire way.
I think we were at an event once and you tested it and you put your arm down and you were like, oh, I think I just activated it. So
Yeah.
they definitely work. They
Yeah.
definitely work.
Yeah, that was probably the watch that I'm wearing right now. I don't know if everybody can see it, but yeah, that works really well. And the technology on locating people is unbelievable. We were out in Colorado beginning of May. Guess when you guys are doing your inaugural show. And I was in Rocky Mountain National Park, and I just thought, let's test this. Let's just see if it works, right? I used to live in Missouri, the Show Me State. I wanted to see if it worked. I pushed the button, and on the side of the watch, and in seconds, I got a call from somebody from our response center asking, hey, David, are you okay? I said, yeah, I'm just fine. I'm just testing. She goes, okay. I said, do me a favor. Can you tell me my location? And they got me within feet
Wow.
in Rocky Mountain National
Wow.
Park. Nothing but wilderness, wildlife, trees, and everything. But they
So
had
the
me.
accuracy is spot on.
Was it like a GPS?
It's a combination of GPS and Wi-Fi.
Okay.
It's advanced technology that hones both together to make sure that we get you where you are. So I figured if they can find me in Rocky Mountain National Park, they can find anybody wherever they are, anywhere in the United States.
So what's the
Wow.
difference between monitored and not monitored? What does that mean?
That's a great question. There's three real reasons that I like them monitored. First, you know, I always tell people when I talk to them, you know, mom pushes that button at 3 o'clock in the morning. You know, I told you, we do call your relatives, and on a non-monitored system, that's who they call only. So we're going to call you at 3 o'clock in the morning. You're going to be sleeping.
Oh.
We're going to call Shane at 3 o'clock in the morning. She's going to be sleeping.
And panicked.
Well, no, just sleep because you're not going to know.
I might not hear the phone.
Right, you're
Oh,
not going to
right,
know. You're not going
right.
to answer. So you're going to get up at 7, 8, 9 o'clock, whenever you get up, and you're going to look at your phone and see, oh, there's 3 missed calls. You're going to look. You're going to call. You're going to call mom. You're going to find out mom was on the ground for 6 hours because nobody got help to her. With a right.
And
with a
that happens more than
it
not.
happens
It's so
all
sad.
the time.
It
With
happens
a
a lot.
professionally monitored situation, we answer the phone at 3 o'clock in the morning all the time. We make sure mom is covered. The other thing is technology, right? We make sure all of the clients have the most recent technology. In the alert arena, we're like a G behind everybody else. This is probably tick Tiffany up, but we're a G behind everybody, right? Most people have 4 and 5G cell phones. We just got out of the 3G arena. And it
Okay.
took us a long time to get out of the 3G arena because you have no idea how many alarms are hooked up to 2 and 3G. Your home alarm, bank alarms, medical alerts, the ankle bracelets that people have to wear,
Oh.
and things like that's all 2
yeah,
and
in-house
3G.
arrest, yeah,
Right, it's
right.
all in 2 and 3G. It took years for them to get up. Because we have monitored and we don't make our people pay, we replace all of our systems right away. But that got delayed. They call it sunset. Got delayed until the end of. It's actually still going on. It's supposed to end it last December. It's still going on. And the third reason is location. I don't know how many people here are who are listening in have called 911 for an emergency, and one of the first questions they ask you is, "Where are you?" And you're like, "How do you not know where I am?"
And when
Right.
you're,
should
and
know
you
where
know
I
what?
am.
When you're
Right.
panicked,
Right.
sometimes you don't know where
Sometimes-
you are.
yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
What's your address? I don't
Right.
know.
Exactly. And so you have to tell them where you are. And the reason for that is they have antiquated technology. They don't have the budget to update their CAD systems and things like that. Our response center has the most recent technology. We always know where you are, as evident with my watch
In
that
the
I
middle of the
tested
woods.
and things like that in the middle of the Rocky Mountain National.
So,
Exactly.
so we have the Apple Watch. Everybody should have the same technology. You would think firefighters and paramedics would be on the same level with that.
No, I love that.
Why?
No, because those are not medical alerts. Apple and all of its competitors have not spent the money to get FCC approval to make them medical alerts. Right? I liken them to a lot of prescription drugs that are out on the market that we all see on TV, that they'll cure one ailment, but then they'll throw in, oh, but we also help with weight loss.
Right.
They kind of throw that in because that's a hot topic that everybody wants.
Right.
Oh, I'll take that drug, I'll help. But they're not a
Right.
weight loss drug.
Right.
They're something else. It's what they're kind of doing in a weird way, right? They're not a medical alert, but they're saying that they are.
Because they have all those sports watches out
Exactly.
now,
And
whether
you'll-
it's the iWatch, or
Right.
whatever.
And you'll see that there have been tons of articles written, and there's one that was out there that was written by a 911 operator who said when they get a no voice from an Apple Watch, it goes to low priority now because there's so many false alarms. When they get a no voice from a medical alert system, they understand that the elder may not be able to respond, and they
Right.
send help right away. So even the 911 operators understand that there's a difference between non-medical alerts and medical alert systems.
Wow.
How long have you done this?
We've been doing it nearly a decade now.
Wow.
Yeah, we started it a while ago because my mom started falling. And as most of us in the senior profession know, once a faller, always a faller.
Yeah.
So she started falling, and all my dad wanted was somebody to come to his house and sit with him and show him how to use this. Nobody would. So we started Personal Living Alert, taught to tag along with what Tiffany said. It's the personal side. For the longest time, we sat with 98% of our customers
Aw.
and talked to them and showed them how to use it. I'll tell everybody, it takes me 15 minutes to set one up, an hour and a half to listen to the stories because we listen to everything they have to tell
Yeah.
us. And then with the pandemic, we started shipping nationwide, and we do ship nationwide now. But we really focus on on what I call the quad counties: Collier, Palm Beach, Broward, and Dade. And we still see about 95 to 98% of our customers in that area face to face because they like that hands-on experience.
I
And
think
so
that's
they-
so important for them to learn. I mean, like Tiffany said, if they feel comfortable with it and they feel confident in using it, they're going to utilize it, right? And that's what we want them to do. This is for their safety. We want them to
Exactly.
utilize it. So I think that personal touch of going there and setting it up for them and making sure they truly know how to use it is so important.
And you've got so many different things. There's so many things that we wish that you could bring on the show and put on the table to show us. But if somebody's listening and they think, I want to know more, how can they get a hold of you?
That's easy. They can call me anytime. We
At
answer
what number?
754-220-9290.
Say it again.
Slow.
Real slow.
754-220-9290.
Good.
All right. We answer the phone. We try to answer it 7 days a week. Saturdays is grandbaby day, so we don't get
Aw.
right away on Saturdays, but we'll get back to you. But yeah.
And you've
7
got a
days week.
website, I assume.
PersonalLivingAlert.com.
Good.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Don't forget the 2 L's in personal and the 1 in living. Yep.
Awesome.
So we're going to take a little break here, and then we're going to come back and talk about everything together.
More
So-
about technology, so please join us after the commercial break.
In support of all the work that Amy Decker and Shane Silver do for our senior community, Prepare to Care Emergency Companions is honored to sponsor this segment of Senior Strategies, Tools for the Caregiver.
This segment of Senior Strategies is brought to you by Sokoloff and Weinstein, PA attorneys at law. Injured? Not your fault? Call Sokoloff and Weinstein, PA attorneys at law. They have provided personal injury representation and have practiced in Palm Beach County since 1993. They will address your individual needs and help you through whatever concerns you may have. Principal office located in Palm Beach County. Satellite office located in Indian River County. Call today at 561-790-6788. That's 561-790-6788.
NPTU is a mobile pain management provider caring for patients in their homes or skilled and assisted nursing facilities. NPTU can help with prescribing medications, joint and spine injections, under ultrasound guidance, with a specialty in neurostimulators. Neurostimulators can help reduce the need for narcotic pain medication and are covered by Medicare with a secondary insurance at 100%. NPTU and Tracy Leshinsky is the only provider of this device within a 250-mile radius. Services Palm Beach and North Broward counties. Contact NPTU today at 561-901-1182.
Welcome to Allegro Boynton Beach, the epitome of luxury senior living. Discover a lifestyle free from maintenance worries, or experience gentle support tailored to your daily needs. Choose from our exclusive offerings of independent living, assisted living, and memory care, each designed to provide a personalized experience of utmost comfort and care. Indulge in a maintenance-free retirement or embrace the support you deserve. Surrounded by the finest amenities and compassionate staff. At Allegro Boynton Beach, luxury meets a vibrant community where every moment is filled with joy, purpose, and peace of mind. Experience luxury senior living at its finest. Contact us today to schedule your visit and discover the unmatched lifestyle awaiting you at Allegro Boynton Beach.
Welcome back to Senior Strategies with Amy and Shane. Coming up next are more tools and resources you will need to make your journey of caregiving a little easier. For more information or to be a guest on the show, please contact us at 561-800-6654. And now, on with the show.
Welcome back to Senior Strategies, and thank you for joining us after this commercial break. We are here today with Tiffany Dupani and David Michaels, and we are talking about technology and seniors. And something they both touched upon that I think is so important in what they do and important to anyone who's working with seniors is that personal hands-on touch, right? Mm-hmm. We're dealing with a population of people who want that service. And there's an amazing service that Savvy Seniors and Tiffany does that I think is so amazing, because we talked about how technology can be overwhelming. So please tell us how you can help those individuals, families, if their loved ones aren't close, or if they want to get their loved one more involved in technology. They do this amazing service where Tiffany and her company will help you select the technology, whether it's a tablet, an iPad, what's best for the individual depending on what their needs are and what you want them to be able to do. You can send it to her and her company. They will set it up for them and then bring it to them and train them on how to use it.
Because that's the most overwhelming part. I actually just got a laptop that I'm trying
Right?
to transfer one to the other, and I don't know what I'm doing. I did know there was a power cord. My thing is the zip drive thing, to plug the zip drive in how do you pull that up to put it?
But how
I don't know what I'm
amazing
doing.
is that?
Yes, it's
to
a
call
great
Tiffany and
service.
say, okay, I want my mom to be able to FaceTime with her
Right.
grandkids. I want her to be able to text me, or I want her to be able to watch the show. I mean, whatever
Or music
it is.
channels,
Well, yeah,
or
we put like the audibles on there, or the word searches, or
Music
their
channels,
words
yeah.
with friends, music, whatever. We give them pretty much a menu, and we're like, here, what do they need, right? And so we just ship the device. We they don't always need the biggest and baddest new product out
Right,
there. They
right.
need what's going to work for them.
Right.
Because
Personalize it.
right, and because sometimes it's too much tech, so we don't want to overwhelm them. Just get them what's good for them. We ship it to us. We set it up. If we can deliver it, we do that and give them like some lessons on their new computer or their new iPads or whatever it might be, or we ship it to wherever it is, and it's great, especially for the holidays and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And
That
I
is
will
great.
say, even if you are local, I think sometimes when you're dealing with your own parent, sometimes you get a little frustrated.
No,
And
no.
you might lose your temper. I'm not saying I do that, but sometimes, right, when you're dealing with
Yeah.
a loved one, it could be frustrating. I know for me, sometimes I do get frustrated dealing with my parents, but then I can deal with my clients and I'm not frustrated at all.
Ditto.
Because here's why, and we've said this before, you see your mom and your dad, you expect what comes out of their mouth and how they act is going to be who you remembered them to be, and they're not acting the same. And that's just, it's frustrating and it's upsetting. And
If I had someone I could call every time my dad or my mom called me and said the remote's not working for the TV,
I'm sure maybe you even get those questions.
Well,
yeah.
sure you
you know,
get
like
that too.
when I tell people what I do, one of the first things they say is, "Oh my gosh, you must have so much patience." I'm like, "Did you pay attention to my last name? Because it's pretty impatient." But it's true. Like my own parents, because you're like, "Ugh, mom, ugh, dad," but when I'm with my other, there's something impersonal about it. You know, I get cut off on military trail, and I'm like, "You're so cute." You know, it's just
Right.
there's something
say
when you
that.
take that personal level
Right.
out of it,
Right.
and
Right.
I love it, and so it's me playing
That's
golf
so
too.
nice,
You know,
yeah.
but it's a heart thing.
Of course.
You know that you
Yes.
have got to be a certain person
To be able to do
David,
that.
everybody in this room knows that it takes a certain somebody to
It
do
does.
that.
And you can't teach compassion and empathy.
No.
And probably for you, David, would you say the brunt of who contacts you first, the family or the senior that needs it?
That's a great question. I always tell everybody the senior who needs it has to be on board, right? Because if you call for your mom, but your mom's not on board, she's probably not going to use it.
Yep.
Mom needs to be on board. Dad needs to be on board. So normally, if it's the adult who's calling us, the actual user, they know what they're going to get. They know what they want, and they understand
So
that
much
this is what
easier.
they need now.
Right. Versus helicopter children.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
What you think they need, exactly.
Exactly. And we do the same thing with senior helpers. We'll normally have kids call from other states to say, my mom and dad need care and they're not going to want it, but I want you to go over there and just bring cookies and don't put your name tag on and just act like you're the friend. And they catch on and
They
they
know.
get out.
They know.
So it is. It's tough. You've got to battle with.
It's not easy, and right, and we live that battle every day.
Yeah.
But, you know, just like everybody here, you learn how to talk to both sides, right? The adult children
Yep.
and the parents.
Family
And
dynamics.
you just go and you try to kind of smooth things out.
And Tiffany, for you, do you normally have the actual client that needs it, or you have the kids calling saying, help my mom, help my dad?
It's really both. So depending on, you know, I've got some strong visibility in certain communities. So as soon as somebody moves in or they got this, they're calling and saying, call Tiff, because she knows how to do it. She'll help you.
Right.
But it's the children, like Shane was saying, by their third or fourth call of mom and dad going, how do I do this? How to do that?
My TV's broken, my remote, yeah.
Anything, you know, or they need me to do bill payments or automatic this or automatic set up the Echo or
Oh, you do
know.
that?
Oh yeah, Echoes, love Echo.
Wow.
Plug for Amazon
and then
there.
What about like their cell phone is the other thing, the cell
Oh
phone.
yeah, the cell phones. You know,
Oh,
they
that's a
they look
huge-
at it and they're Apple is not a friend to the senior population.
No, it's
Because you
not.
get a new i device and it's got every app on there. Look, they're not going to use the Keynote app. They're not
Right.
going to use the video editor. They're
Right.
not.
Yep.
So they look at their home screen and they've got like 30 different icons and apps that
And they're
they'll never
overwhelmed.
use.
Right.
So how do we simplify that for them to the things that they want to use, the things they need to use, the things that they have to use?
Right.
So it's all, and they've all got to work together. And like, and David hit it on the spot. Even with technology, if they're not on board, you can get them the Apple Watch, you can get them the iPad, you can get them the brand new TV or this or that. But if they're not interested in it, or if it's not user friendly to them and they are just intimidated by it, you've wasted your money.
Well, their brain's not open and receptive then to learn it. So they're
Yeah.
already saying, I'm not doing it. And now they're going to force this product on them.
And I
Right.
love making little junkies out of them. You know, the ones that don't like any of it to
Yeah.
begin with.
And so what we've done to piggyback on top of Tiffany is that we now have phones that don't have all that noise on it. If you want to call people, it has
Oh, you have a phone.
the pictures of the people on it. So you can
Oh,
you have 6
nice.
pictures on there. So you put a picture of you, and that's who your mom's
You
calling.
have one of those.
We could do them also. So we have the phones.
Nice.
You can't get they eliminate. Do our best to eliminate the
Eliminate
spam
the
phone
junk.
calls and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff.
Oh, that's
they can't really
nice.
text on them. They are strictly phones. They're regular phones.
Yeah.
But they have these icons on them and there's pictures. So if you can't remember
your daughter, call
somebody's
your-
name, or your
What?
mom can't
Oh,
remember
that's
your name, or
great.
can't remember your phone number, you post a picture, and there you go.
I need that for my mom.
I need that for
I
me.
love it.
She doesn't carry her phone anymore. She doesn't carry
They're
her
too
phone
complicated.
anymore. It's too
It
complicated.
is.
And my dad, like Tiffany said, my dad insisted she needed the newest iPhone. I'm like, she doesn't use it.
Right.
Yeah.
And she doesn't text and she doesn't, nothing. She just wants the phone.
Yep.
We got my mom a jitterbug.
That's why they brought the
A
flip phones
jitterbug
back, by the
wasn't even
way.
great. Well, we did the jitterbug, and then one went in the clothes chute, one got flushed down the toilet, another one got thrown in the garbage after like 4 phones. We're like, she's getting a landline.
Well, my dad only uses his for phone and music. That's it. That's all he wants.
Well, and that's why we have the watch that we have, right? It
Right.
doesn't have all those apps on because they don't know how to use them. They don't
Right.
want
Right.
them. So we'll do your heart rate, your steps, and the local weather. And of course, it's a watch. It's the time and date, that kind of
Mm-hmm.
stuff. But it's the things that a senior needs, and
Yep.
it's what they
So
want, and
heart
it's
rate,
easy to
local
use.
weather,
and
then,
steps.
and then if they
And it falls and
it's
it
a
goes
fall
off. Yep.
detection. Oh, that's great.
It's just
That's great.
simple,
Yeah.
easy to use. That's
That's
what
great.
they want. Because the more complicated you make it, the less they're going to use it.
You're right.
Yeah.
And we are living proof of that. I know my
Oh,
mom
yeah.
lived here, then I moved her, she moved up close to my sister. So, same thing. I would get 40,000 calls.
Oh.
Well, this TV's broken. I lost
yeah.
that remote. Yeah.
Oh.
So,
Oh, yep.
But, and this has been so, an hour goes so quick. And so this has been
Oh
so
my God, I
nice
wish
just
we
to be.
could- I wish
I
we
know
could
there's so much
continue.
more we could talk about.
I know. I wish we could too, but we just have a few announcements before we wrap up
Yep.
today's episode.
Yep.
I want to remind everyone out there listening, if you are local, we have 2 now in-person support groups local here. So if you are caring with someone, if you are a caregiver, we have 2
And you're
support
burned
groups.
out and you need some support.
And you want to know that you're not alone, and this doesn't have to be isolating. We have 2. We have one at Allegro Senior Living in Boynton Beach, which is the 3rd Thursday of the month at 3 p.m. And you can RSVP anytime to 561-424-3294. 561-424-3294. We also have a second group starting at the brand new Harbor Chase in Boynton Beach.
I'm military.
And theirs is their first group is going to be August 31st at 2 p.m. Their number to RSVP is 561-770-1350. And if at any time you can't remember the phone number or the dates, please reach out to us
Or
directly.
you can get us even on our Facebook and our Instagram page, which is seniorstrategies.pb. So we're always going to post all this information. We're going to post stories about this show, what's going to be on our next show. We're also posting an event that is going to be at the very brand new Sunscape Boca Raton. It's on Boca Rio Road. It is this Thursday at 5:30. And what they're doing is all the artwork that is in our studio here, they're transferring it over there to that Sunscape. It is, all the proceeds are going to go to Alzheimer's, the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So it's $30 at the door. It's a write-off because it's a charity. You get to go see the brand new Sunscape. And then all the artwork that's within this studio, which are all local artists, they're going to be selling those pieces too. But the biggest part is the proceeds go to the Walk to End Alzheimer's. So we'd love for you to be a part of that. And again, if there's any questions that you have about our show or guests that you'd like to have or questions for the guests that we've had on today, if you go onto our Instagram page or Facebook
Instagram,
page.
Facebook.
We have a Gmail, which is
seniorstrategies.pb@gmail.com. Please email us if you have any questions for us, our guests, anything regarding the show, anything regarding our support group. If you have an idea or something, or a concern, or an issue that you're dealing with that you want us to talk about, please let us know. That's why we're here.
and any hair care products for while it's humid outside. We're happy to hear
curly
about
hair
that
girls,
too.
yeah.
And thank you, Pam's necklaces. I love my necklace that I bought this weekend. Thank you so much. Be sure to see us next week. We've got great guests on. Go to our social media. And if you don't know how to do it, you call Tiffany DePani and she'll tell you how. See you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for joining us today on Senior Strategies. We hope that you found the tools and the strategies that we offered you beneficial for your journey as a caregiver. We want you to leave today feeling empowered and supported.
Please follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube for upcoming shows and events. For more information, to schedule a consultation, or to join a support group, please contact us at 561-800-6654.
And remember the strategies
And tools you can use
to make your journey easier.